go. I do believe we're live. So, I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another day of conscious evolution. Today, we'll be discussing conscious evolution as it relates to self image. How about that? How about that image of self you have? You ever think about that? I think about it too much, I think. Hendrik! Hendrik. Hey, Hendrik. It's nice having you here, bro. I believe you sent me a Discord message this morning. I think I saw it just as I got ready for my yoga class. Discord is like pain for me. Oh, there it goes. Usually Discord is pain for me to use. Hey, Prairie Wolf, it's been a while. It's nice having you. Welcome. And tell me, how do you self-image? The reason I want to check the post that you sent me is because I assume you sent me an image. There is an image trying to load, fighting for bandwidth actively. You let me know if my aspect ratio is okay as well. Usually, for some reason these days, it porks my aspect ratio at the start. I just really wish the internet wasn't so atrociously slow, okay? It's working. Ish. We'll take a moment. You friends will have to be my eyes and ears. Will have to let me know. And then before we know, we'll get into the flow. Self-image. Something. If my image is squashed, then my self-image is incorrect as I'm portraying it to you right now. Yeah, exactly. It's starting to believe. Yay! It's working! Seems like everything is as aspect ratioed as it ought to be as well. Yeah, I did my wonderful half smile. First time being able to get my other corner of my mouth up, at least a bit after the physiotherapy. Yeah, okay, so there's a face. I get to know what Hendrik looks like. Yay! Holy shit. I get to see Hendrik. It's nice seeing your face. I won't show your half smile, lest it messes with your self-image, since that is what we're talking about today. But that's you smiling, bro. That's what I'm seeing. That's a person who freaking survived. Holy shit. Holy shit. I can't even imagine how rough that must be, especially as it relates to today's self-topic, right? Like I feel like to give you friends some context, those who are just tuning in right now, our beloved friend Hendrik had his appendix burst, and then while he was getting operated on, he freaking had a stroke. So half his face is deactivato mode right now. He is getting physiotherapy, and he did just tell us that at least he can move the other corner of his mouth right now. But that is such a point of interest, let's call it, as it relates to this whole conversation of self-image as well. It's right, like it disables your ability. For instance, Hendrik, let me share with you what kind of like spawned today's conversation. Hair is something that has been a topic of insecurity in my life. My whole life? Has it been my whole life? I don't think it was a topic of insecurity at first, but it was definitely a topic of pain. All right. Sensitive question. Did you have a stroke, Hendrik? Oh, you can show it. I don't mind. I'm confident being myself in good and bad times. Yeah. Hendrik got a stroke. He's okay with being shown as well. There is our friend. All right. That side of the face, that's a happy guy. That side of the face is deactivator mode. You kind of look like you're like not believing me. Like other half of the face is like, oh yeah. I'm trying to make the lightest of this that I can. I love you, bro. Jeez. Question: Are you South African? Ek is. Ek is Suid-Afrikaner. Is waar. Yeah, send some more good juju to our beloved Hendrik, right? With the whole fractal of insecurity around hair having. So, as a kid, as like a grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4 year old, there wasn't that much personal autonomy that I desired, that I craved with the whole having of hair thing. And then I like turned around 11, 12-ish. And then suddenly it became a thing where I suddenly started thinking more about it. And then during that time of my life, I became convinced, essentially, as Mel said, yeah, and thank you so much. Thank you, beloved brother, for letting us love you. That's what I appreciate right now. So during this like primary school time of my life, there was this uh, rebellion, let's call it, in me, against how things ought to be, where boys have their hair cut short and girls have their hair long but tied up. And I had this sense in me, this certainty, if you will, that if my hair was long, I would be happier. So I grew it as long as I could up top. And I eventually had like a whole situation, bangs. We call them kaif in Afrikaans. Ek het 'n kaif gehad. I had bangs. It sounds worse when you say bangs. I think they're called bangs. Basically like the stuff that hang over your face, right? And I would like grab my hair and I would like pull it over my face at that point in my life. And because I was so active, so up in my own situation with the whole dragging of my hair, my fingertips would touch my forehead. And then that would encourage, how do you call it? Pimples, right? Acne or whatever. So then it was this vicious cycle where I had these bangs, and then I would try and like straighten my bangs because my hair was curly, and then I would touch my forehead, and then I would have pimples, and then I wanted bangs to hide the pimples that I have on my forehead. Then I would try and straighten my bangs to hide them. I hide my pimples. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. Sam, I don't know what to tell you. You're very young, Hendrik. You'll heal in no time. I believe this too. And there's technology as well. And he lives in Germany, which means that at least he has modern healthcare. So all of the layers are there. Hendrik's gonna be okay. So yeah, back to the whole fractal of having self-image, right? Like as soon as that thing in my brain switched on of having an image of self, it started messing with me. And then I went through my life and I got to the point of high school where essentially my image of self became worse and worse, right? Where again, during that state of life where I had a bunch of pimples on my forehead and I had these bangs that I tried to hide it with, I did not obviously find myself very attractive, right? Quite the contrary, I hated the way that I looked. And that narrative became reinforced. That self image was something that I was telling myself about, right? That, like, not only do I look a certain way, but I dislike the way that I look, and other people do too. And then I went to high school, and then that narrative just became more reinforced. And then I basically reached in that whole self belief story a point of depression in my life as well. And it really was, like I'm trying to link almost like all of these chapters of existence to this image of self and to this point of, of let's call it contention that this image of self can bring into our lives, where I had such a bad image of self, specifically as it relates to the image of self that I had is not an image of self that I wanted to see in the world, to say it in so many words, right? And because I couldn't see myself, or have myself seen by other people in a way where I thought they might appreciate what it is they're looking at. I didn't want to be seen, right? And that can, again, with the flowing water, again, that can be a point of contention. And it pushed me away from people. It made me not feel very lovable. And I'm trying to think what changed. At one point, because I had this poor image of self, and unfortunately, other people can only believe as much about you as you believe about yourself, I was bullied as this version of me that I used to be. This image of self that I have in my mind right now, I can imagine that version of me getting bullied because that version of me was timid and uh, timid in the way where I didn't know if there was anything worth living for, right? Like that whole fractal of like, oh, I can just die already or whatever kind of vibes. And then I got bullied. I got bullied pretty relentlessly. And then there was something that switched in me where, and it was a kind of anger that begot this change. Where when I got bullied, like I got bullied a bunch, and then it turned physical, where they like pulled my chair back and I fell, head first onto the ground. And then they were over top of me, threatening me that if I continued smoking weed, they're going to beat me up, you know. And I, at that point already, liked weed. So I was like, I'm not gonna stop liking weed, but I will start getting jacked. And then I did. Gee golly, did I. I lost 25 kilograms. That's like 50 pounds. I lost 50 pounds. And I want to say some sort of muscle gain number, but I don't really know because I didn't keep track of their statistics. But I lost 25 pounds, right? And I suddenly became close to the version of self that you see right now, right? I haven't grown lengthwise much since I was 18. But I used to be more jacked than I am right now, technically, right? Especially during that time of my life because I was like basically eating full meals and then I was smashing like 6 eggs with 2 protein scoops alongside like a bottle of cream. I'm not even joking. So it's like 36, might have been 56 grams of fat uh, in the cream alone, then like 36 fat in the eggs, plus 30 grams of protein in the eggs, plus 25 gram scoops of protein in the actual shake. It was like pudding. It was like literally like thicker than yogurt. It was not nice to drink. But I got jacked. I did. I got so jacked that people started accusing me of using steroids. And again, since we're talking about self-image today, during that time of my life, I reshaped the image of self that I held for me. And as I started doing that, the image of self that I had in other people's minds changed as well. I got threatened more, strangely enough, but attacked less, which was an interesting dichotomy, right? It was a lot more posturing, like, oh yeah, I'll fuck you up, bro. Don't you try. And they didn't. Thank goodness. Give me a second on the sounds. And then my image of self, that image of self, that version of me that I was, begot a certain way of living for me, right? It suddenly changed the way that I showed up and changed the way that I interacted with people, mostly for the good, mostly for the good, right? Some of it was bad. I'm trying to think about which parts were bad. I'm thinking about just the way I potentially made people feel. I don't know if all of that was good, but maybe not intentionally so. Please stop. Stop making that God awful sound. Stop it, please. Please, please, I beg you, please. Can you stop? I don't know if your friends can hear it. If I switch this button. Yeah. I want it to stop. Maybe I'll read comments until it does. Why does it keep going? Please. I fucking hate it. Oh man. Image of self. I wish my image of self wasn't so sensitive to sound. Yes, I wish. I wish I could just pretend that it wasn't happening. But it's inside my ears. It's inside my brain. I can't get it out. Stop! Please! Please, I'm gonna go and push buttons if it doesn't stop. I'll push a fucking button. Don't you start with me. I'll push buttons. I'll push buttons. I'm gonna go and fucking push a button. Okay. Okay. It stopped. I was about to go and push a button. I started putting things down. I'm back again. I'm gonna read some comments anyway. Prairie Wolf. Yeah, I survived worse. Just another opportunity to strengthen my mind and push through. Never felt easier with people like y'all pushing with me. We're here for you, friend. Yoga? Hendrik, do you do yoga? It's a good question that Sam is asking. That's a very centered and level headed perspective. It's true. No yoga. I'm not that flexible anymore because of a broken spine in the past and scoliosis. But I meditate twice a day since more than 5 years. Yeah, and he knows. His knows. I am pretty sure that Hendrik has wrestled with lions as well. So he's gained the perspective on life that he needs. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Hendrik. It's cliche, but true. I'm old as dirt and twice as dusty. Prairie Wolf can relate. I might be only 26, but my body identifies as an old as time itself. My live fast, die young mentality for the longest time wasn't too good on my physical self, I suppose. I'm happy that you're changing your ways, all right? That the progress is being made. They keep it pushing. They put in the work, of course. Not flexible anymore. There are teachers for you, hun, if you ever felt like experiencing that space. It's true. Not to toot my own horn, but I offer a free class that you can join. I'm not flexible on time. I do it every day at the same time, but I am uh, flexible on expectation. I don't need you to be there every day. I don't need you to do the practice perfectly, but it would be nice to be able to help in the small ways that we can, both ourselves and each other. I have some Girl Scout cookies in here. The last of my Girl Scout cookies. This one has like granadella flavors, but green granadella flavors. Like the granadella, like you can clearly taste granadella, but it's like it was still green, like it wasn't completely ripe just yet. Mm. Image of self. We're not done with that story just yet, you know. That loud ass whine from that motor just distracted us for a second. Just long enough for us to partake of some Dynavapith. One more heat cycle and we're done. Yeah. And then I finished high school as that version of me. That version of me that went from being the overweight kid to being fit. And I got into a relationship really quickly after the one I was in high school with ended, right? Because it was like a whole cascade of things where I was depressed, already non-believer, and then I would eat a lot because it would give me some sense of being soothed. And the person I was with at that point knew that I believed certain things about the world. And then even when I got better physically, I didn't necessarily change what I believed. And then those belief systems were in contrast with what she wanted to believe about the world. And so the relationship ended. And it wasn't 2 months, and I was in another relationship again. Uh, Almost as that version of me, that new version of me, right? That new perception of self that I held. And it's interesting to know and notice how many times my perception of self changed during just that short period of my life as well. Because it went from being like literally in a year and 3 months, this happened, right? So I finished high school December, and then in April, all right, the story went something like, uh, girlfriend of 2.5 years leaves you, you finish high school, you get in a relationship with your friend's girlfriend's friend, you move to Pretoria, you find a job, you start doing modeling, you lose that relationship, you go to a place with one of your model friends, you meet your current friends, Adam and Christian and Duncan, Adrian, right? And then when I met those friends, they introduced me to, like, at that point I was already eating mushrooms, but they introduced me to the Lions, and they introduced me to the psychedelic music scene and festivals and commune living, right? Like that way of existing in the world. And then my perception of self changed completely again. And I went like so full circle in that 1 year from being a gym bro to being a hippie, right? Like just like that. And then I moved to China, right? I went all the way to China and I became a whole nother person again, right? And the image of self I had in China was basically like this commodity, right? I thought of myself as a product. And I don't know if I was forced to think of myself like that or if I just adapted to thinking about myself like that. And then I came back, right? And then that image of self was essentially one of, I want to say non care, but it was more a matter of release, just like letting go of some things. And then I realized that version of me that is just completely in a state of oblivion, if you will, in a complete state of having let go, doesn't really beget a life that I believe is worthy of living. And then I had to ask myself, is this the image of self that I want to be? And when I determined no, things changed. My perception of self changed again as I showed up for a different version of myself. And that has now happened again multiple times in the last 4 years too. I'm smelling stuff in the air. I'm sorry. I hate it so much. Love is true. I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm so chill. So chillax. All right. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like something I should look more into for sure. But I usually have 80 to 90 hour work weeks, and I'm already happy. I can fit in my meditation every day. What you could do is that you could pair your meditation with some stretches. All right. Even if you just do like some one leg extended, this foot in your thigh, lean forward, try and touch your toes, and then slowly work your elbows closer to the ground. Right? Even if you can just do that in one of your meditations every day, that'll already be some good stuff. Keeping your lower back, your core flexible is a very good health indicator. I hope that this microphone is canceling out some of the grinding sounds again. It like baffles me. It really baffles me how there's always something to be ground. It fucking breaks my brain. Like, how is there so much stuff out there in the universe? Like, I wish I could like ask a language model, like, hey, language model, how many streams have I been on the farm for where there just happens to be grinder sounds in the background? You know, why? How many of them? Please give me a percentage number. Right. And then I would like to like take that number and go and ask, like, what was done? What was done on these 300 days? What difference was made? There goes the grinder. Oh, my eye is twitching. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. The curse of aging. From having an almost invincible body to having to brace myself to fart. Mel's class is like 20 minutes long, including the cool down. Yoga isn't something that requires a huge time commitment, just consistency. Yeah, exactly. Doing my practice, technically, can be done in 15 minutes if you push it a little bit. But 20 minutes is conservative, right? And again, that's 20 minutes, including the time you spend resting during the whole practice. And what I want to say, like that grinder sound is driving me fucking insane. 20 minutes of practice is going to be so much better for you at the end of your life than having done 1.5 hours of extremely strenuous exercise once a week, right? Like you're gonna be like, oh, I'm super happy that I did those 20 minutes. You know, that's the way we take care of our bodies. And again, the biggest metric we have for health, the biggest metric we have for wealth is health. Right? If you're sick, if you're in need of surgery and you don't have the insurance or you don't have the capital to cover that emergency, that's when things start going bad. That's when we have a hard time with life. All right, and it is this. I'm like the grinder sounds. Like when I hear grinder sounds, I start losing my mind. It's just like I'm just angry. I'm just angry. I hate that sound. I really do hate that sound more than almost. The only sound I hate more than grinder sounds is the sounds of a combustion vehicle combusting. You know, like idling. Just like combusting fuel, putting toxic fumes in my breathing air. I just want to go and check. I just want to go and check what is being ground again to see if it's important. Right? And again, it's going to be my own judgment. But I want to know, just so I can know. I don't know what that thing's supposed to be. Looked like a funnel made of steel. It's cold out here. There is a physiotherapist near me who also offers weekly yoga sessions. But if there is a fixed time, it's hard for me to show up regularly because of deadlines of customers' requests. Nice thing about yoga is the fact that you can, with the help of the internet these days, do it anywhere, right? Any amount of time you have with a yoga mat. You can just lay it down on the ground and then boom, you've got all you need, right, to do something. You don't have to follow a schedule. Yeah, the consistency is the thing. Sometimes I work 16 hours a day or I have to work at 3 a.m. because of time zones. It's hard to make appointments like that. Even more important for you to practice as well, though, Hendrik, right? If you're going to be working a 16-hour day, uh, I'm guessing you're probably going to like have to take some time at some point away from your screen to go to the bathroom, eat something, right? Making a part of that something, eating something, going to the bathroom, just doing a few stretches, some movement. Your body will thank you. And again, your body is the thing attached to your brain, and your brain is the thing that's earning the money. So if you're not taking care of your brain's vessel, then you can't hope to earn money either, right? Like it's a balance thing that we have to have. Melt made videos of his yoga practice a while ago. It's true. My yoga practice is one of the few, one of the many. I have a few of the many videos on the internet that are for yogas. Arthur Morgan, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm cold and I'm irritated, but I'm good. I'm feeling good. Love is true. I'm present here with the smells of whatever it is my dad's grinding, the sounds thereof as well. But I'm seeing, I'm seeing stuff. I'm happy to see. I can hear music playing as well now. I hate grinder sounds so much. So very much. Oh, I'm gonna breathe more. Oh, yay. There's more things. So. Oh, this too shall pass. That's all I can think about. This too shall pass. Mm, 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 My last meeting, for example, was at 4 a.m. because the customer was a German with a business living in the Philippines. Don't kill yourself at work, it's not worth it. Yeah, yeah. Again, right? Like, you can only do work proportional to how good you feel, how well you're taken care of. Oh, yeah, those videos are probably a good start. I mean, at the moment, I'm still basically wheelchair bound because the one leg hopping is hard for longer than a few minutes. But as soon as I can move better, it would be nice to have you, bro. Know that there's no judgment being cast from us onto you for not having practice. We're just people that practice yoga ourselves, and we want to have you practice with us. It's like going ice skiing, right? You want your homies to go and ice ski with you, kind of vibes. But sure, ice skiing might be cold sometimes. Maybe you'll get a wet spot if you fall. It's gonna be pretty taxing having to keep your balance, but it's gonna be fun, and we can do it together. Yeah, yeah. MeltMore, I started dancing. You inspired me last week to do it, and it's wonderful. Prairie Wolf, I'm so happy to hear that. Bless you. Like I want to ask questions and give advice and be like, if you feel blocked, just do like basically squats on beat, keep your arms in the air. I know you're doing good. Bless you, friend. I'm happy that you're moving as well. Make me happy to know you're dancing. Very Wolf, I mean, if I don't, my company is doomed. I hope there will be a company for me to come back to after everything now, but Lutz is my guardian angel at the moment. I trust this man of my life. It's good that you have a friend like that, bro. I'm sure you're gonna be okay. I'm sure that before you know it, there's going to be tools available to you that will make your job easier as well. Mm-mm. What is it you do, Hendrik? Have you told us? He has. But here he says again, I'm a software developer for mostly automated distribution systems and shipping companies. Yeah. That's true, Hendrik. But somehow life turns out okay. Even with fundamental changes in our lives, we keep marching on. It's true, but that company is basically one that Hendrik created himself, right? So there is a certain level of wanting to keep it alive, having some personnel, feels involved in the whole fray. Oh, definitely will. If I survived 5 years of drug addiction, 2 heart attacks, a sepsis, salivary gland cancer, and much more, I won't go easily. In the end, I will probably just be one of those heads in Futurama, but I'll keep going. Yeah, it's funny you say that. I had like a whole conversation recently about immortality and how there are like some people that are looking forward to just getting it over with, right? Dying already, and some people that want to live forever. And it's interesting that there is such a divide between people on that point of experience. Take care of your brain's vessel. Well, if brain pulled its fucking weight, maybe I would. Instead, that bitch sits up there and uses its magic bacon powers to make me remember awkward shit I did. Yeah, so you can do less awkward shit. Have you know? My brain says it's like, hey, oh, I'm doing my job too. Oh, I'm also doing my job. I'm doing my part. Your brain says, I'd kill for a bacon burger right now. Hospital food is ass. Yesterday I threw up from the freaking sandwich they gave me. I don't know how they were able to fuck up that first sandwich like that. That's horrible, bro. Jeez. Jeez. Like, I mean, at the very least, make sure that the freaking people in the hospital have something good to eat, right? I don't mean to be grim, but the hospital might be the place you end up dying, right? If things don't go your way. I'm not saying you, Hendrik. I'm saying people in general. Okay, just like take a breath. And then they serve people bad food. Imagine your last meal is trash. Like actual freaking mass murderers get to have a better last meal than you because you dared go to a hospital. that's that's pretty big lame, oh. That sounds some big suck to me. Feed people good food, hospitals, neck debits. Much love received, Wolf, and also send. Everybody needs a little love fuel to keep pushing. Yeah. Thank you for echoing that sentiment. I had maybe one edible meal when I was in the hospital after getting exsanguinated. I don't know if I said that correctly. I think they cook with extra misery. I'm literally trying to like reason in my mind, like maybe there's a reason. Same way I'm like reasoning, like why the fuck is that grinding sound still continuing, right? Like I just love a reason. And I think the reason is just like general hatred for existence. It's like there has to be like such a deep level of disconnect and lack of consideration to like feed people bad food or to be relentlessly grinding things. It's so funny how the grinding really starts when I'm live streaming. Right? It's like usually like there's no grinding until I start live streaming. Then there's like a lot of grinding that needs to happen. I'm so powerful. Yeah. The fact that I haven't lost my mind, gone completely freaking shining on the world yet, it's like good for me. Good for myself, I say. Huzzah! I am. I wanted to say something stable, integrated into society. Something. You're in. I don't know when that flag is. That's Germany. I think that's Germany. Think so. There is one hospital in Frankfurt where I was born. They have their own kitchen, and the food was actually decent. Still miss the hospital, but it's like 200 miles away. A little bit of a longer push. No, that's a green screen. I think he was talking to. Almost lost some of my weed. I think he was talking to Hendrik. Melt stream equals grinder confirmed. With me struggling with this thing, you're just talking about the grinder sounds. Yeah, it's like, if melt stream, then grind. You know, that seems to be the farm logic. If melt not stream, then not grind. If melt stream, then remember there is things to grind quickly. Yes, born and raised. Well, love is true. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're doing well. Sup, Moon Knight. Now I know. Part of me wants to call you user ad 666 and 4x, just because I know it's gonna piss you off. I don't know why I have that in me. There's something in me. Does Joe know about your grinder career? Like, and the best part is like this thing is. Yes, delightful. Oh, I don't know if this thing is helping. It technically, it's telling me it has help. It's supposed to have an onboard chip that auto cuts out sounds that people don't like hearing. But I don't know if it's any good. I hope. I beg the heavens that it's good enough so that you friends don't have to suffer alongside me. Hendrik, no good to be an expert on the hospital cuisines of Germany. I mean, maybe that could be the thing you end up doing. All right. If all of this software development thing doesn't happen or doesn't work out, imagine taking it onto yourself to ensure that there's a new standard that is reached in all kitchens across all hospitals across Germany at first. And then we will go and we will conquer all other hospitals and we will ensure that good food and succulent meals get served to all of those clientele. Bro, it's showing user only for your live stream. Maybe I unlocked some sort of magic powers where I get to see all of the real names. Mr. Hendrik, how are you doing? Do let us know. But imagine Hendrik just like absolutely hop, skip, and jumping. Imagine him like, I don't know why, but I'm imagining him in a dress as well, with ponytails. Just hop, skip, and jumping. He's taking something to his grandma. But his grandma is dressed as a wolf. But again, Hendrik, ponytails, nice looking dress, and him just hop, skip, and jumping through the world. I don't know why. I mean, like the hop, skip, and jumping is the important part. That's the part that we should really focus on. Hi from, I don't know what that flag is. India? That's not India. And the other one is Canada. This train is called Buddha Kush. I think it might be my favorite of the ones I have right now. It blues. It tastes like blueberry. There's a lot of blueberry in there. Let's get it to click once. Click. There we go. One more clicketh, and then we'll be done with the stream too. I'll show you a flower, read you a poem. Bro, my name changed. It's new again. Look at that. Hendrik says, Mojo, I'm a connoisseur of German hospital cuisines, and the amount of hospitals I ate at is in the double digits. Holy shit! That is actually wild. I have eaten a total of 8 hospital meals in my life for the 2.5 days that I stayed in the hospital after having my appendix removed as well. And it was not memorable. When I think about the food, there's just like no a folder empty. It has nothing to say. I think I remember pickled fruit slices in a cup and yogurt, but the actual food is like very iffy for me. It still freaking stinks like stuff getting ground out here and getting burnt. Ah, yes, carcinogens. Oh, so wonderful. Isn't it great that we have other people in the world with us, adding carcinogens to our breathable air? Don't we love that? Isn't that great? Bro, my name changed. Thanks for asking, Moon. I'm pushing through. How are you doing today? Thank you for asking, too. Can only recommend the clinic in Frankfurt, host until now. I'm doing well, Mr. Hendrik. Looking forward to come to Germany for further education. How about that? Do they give you a menu in the hospital, or do you get what you get? Yeah, I got what I got. Rolls out of bed late, perfectly on time to hear I love you. First thing in the morning. Nice having you here. Ciao. Howdy, folks. What's happening? We've been having a conversation about self image and how it affects our lives, how it changes things, how it shapes our existence. We've been giving honor to Hendrik, and we've been talking about the hospital experience, hospital food, fractals, and also been having some grinding sounds in stream, and there's a lot of bad smells in the air as well. We're just about finished with today's live stream. It's nice having you here. I can show some flowers. I can show and read some poem. I can consider this power of self-image. And I can love myself despite the image that I'm holding. Especially as it relates to, again, these insecurities, as it relates to the things that we cannot change. Right? We might have these self-image difficulties, let's call them, as it relates to our physical forms, the way our bodies look, the amount of hair we have, how fat or not fat we are according to ourselves, right? All of that is self-image talk. Getting a little bit more obsessed about the self-image as it relates to your character, as it relates to your actions in the world, as it relates to the way you affect people, instead of the way you look, right? To broaden your image of self to more than just the things you can see immediately, at the very least. I appreciate you friends taking the moment that you have just now to see me. I appreciate you for bearing with me despite all the sound that seem to be hell bent on interrupting the stream. We still find ourselves in our moments of silence afterwards, at the very least. Bro, the Satan did reverse exorcism and asked the priest to get. They legally have to offer one veggie meal, one vegan option. If I told prior, they have to offer a halal or kosher option as well, as far as I remember. Ah, you got menu options. Maybe they had like those options for me too. vegan or not vegan, or halal or not halal, or kosher. It's true as well. I just didn't need any of those options, I guess. What was the best meal you had over there, Mr. Hendrik? Here to bro, why did you stop? Because it added zero value to the conversation. Absolutely zero value was added to the universe. So I'm not going to help you add zero value because then I'm losing value. Simple as that. And eventually, right, there will be a sophisticated AI that understands exactly the kind of things I find value in. So I won't even have to see. I won't even have to see. I won't even have to lose the X amount of brain cells that got eviscerated as soon as I realized that there was just pure brain damage. It added dark value. Yes. Dark value. In the middle of a conversation about self image, each to their own, I guess. All right. You get to have all of that to yourself. You get to keep it all here. And then I will proceed not to read it in here. The best hospital meal I ever had was a dish called kol rolled kol rolladen, kol rolladen, which is basically ground beef cooked in cabbage. Hmm. I believe you, but it is interesting how the best meal I ever had, and the next sentence being ground beef cooked in cabbage, doesn't really traditionally feel like they should go hand in hand. But it shows you that a good chef can make the most of any even ingredient. I'm thinking about Sanji, weirdly enough. There was like a whole scene where he walked into a kitchen and he asked them for all of the stuff that they're throwing away, like all of the fish eyeballs and guts and their shells and bones. And then he like cooks them the best meal they've ever tasted with all of the scraps that they had in the kitchen. All right, all of the stuff that they were gonna throw away essentially. And like that episode really did, again, for a freaking anime, it like communicated an idea that I can resonate with. Moon, our national dish is Alberta. I don't know what that is either. Is that a cabbage dish? Cabbage roll kind of dish? Ground beef cooked in cabbage? God, how aggressively German, right? I like how you're also in the same fractal of like, oh yes, the best dish, and also ground beef cooked in cabbage. You should try steak with a little bit of blood on it. I mean, the blood is usually supposed to be in it, ideally. My grandma's Col Raladen was obviously better, but those hospitals ones were pretty good as well. I can imagine it's a hearty dish, like health wise, gives you all of your essentials. Probably probably not that heavy on the body either. It was nice having you friends. It's getting cold. It's getting dark slowly but surely. What a pleasure it was to have you here. Present again for another day. Another day of consciously evolving, especially as it relates to this whole thing we call self image. Your self image is always evolving, always changing, always becoming something new. It's important for you to know what it is you want to be. I don't think my comments are loading down there. They are loading up here. Hendrix says, I love German food so much. I have so many good dishes over here. Schnitzel, I'm a big Schnitzel fan, can relate. The Kohlhoden, of course. Himmel, Hundert, Schweinenschwinkel. How about that one? Also pretty good. Kaiser Schwan, Kaiser Schmarren, and so on. Yes. Schweinenschwinkel, right? That's also another one. Eisbein, that's a good one too. Mr. Hendrik, your breads are less value, more brain cells being lost. I could eat a different dish a day for a year straight of just German food. That is pretty cool. I feel like I do respect that. We don't have that many good, unique dishes here in South Africa. I see Zano too. Nice having you, friend. I actually lived in a German settled area of Indiana. Loved me a good schnitzel. Those potato cakes with the apple butter too. I don't think I've had those just yet. Apple butter. I read the sentence and it has apple butter in it. And my mind is like, Mayday, Mayday. Critical files missing. We have not heard of this apple butter thing. Potato cakes. I've seen potato cakes where they use potato as a part of the batter to add like body and moisture to the actual cake batter. But apple butter? I need no more. I need no more apple butter. Yes, illuminate. Do you? We're so you see what happened? We're talking about food. This is why we don't talk about food. I'll get lost. Do you guys also have the gigantic fox snitches in the regular size bun? Show, dude. I don't know what's up with Indiana serving tenderloins 4 times as big as the bun it's on. Joe, I sure am happy I'm coming and living in Indiana with you because that's exactly the way that I want things done. Oh yes, I'm getting tenderloin. Ah, fantastic. 4 times more tenderloin than bread. This is exactly what I wanted. This is what I ordered. This is happy customer coming back again next time. Potato cakes with apple butter is in German. At least we don't have apple butter in Germany. Potato cakes we eat with apple puree. Maybe that is apple butter. I can imagine there being some sort of overlap. Maybe it's just like you add some butter with apple puree and then you have apple butter. Bro. No, I think they're very intelligent, Moon Knight. That's the thing that's bonking me. It's like I hold you and the space to a higher degree, right? And I hold myself to a certain degree as well. Self-image. We're talking about self-image today, right? And intelligence is one of the points of self-image that I hold particularly importantly, right? And I will not let you use me as a mouthpiece to say stupid shit. That's essentially how it is. You in Joburg? Nee, in Groblersdal. Ver weg van Joburg. I mean, so far weg van Joburg af, nee. Like 3 hours. All the cells in your body change every 7 years. If that doesn't change your self-image, don't know what will. I actually had that exact thought today, Zano. I thought to myself that this version of me that I am is literally cell by cell a completely different person than I am thinking about in that moment. I was like thinking about my old self, and I was like, huh, I am not that person anymore, literally. Yeah, the Apple stuff. I don't know what to call it, but it's so yum. MeltMore getting hungry. I actually am getting hungry now. We have a restaurant near where I used to live called Weitgeist. Waldgeist. They have triple X food sizes. A small schnitzel plate. There is 1.5 pounds of schnitzel. 750 grams steak. I mean, I'd be stoked still. That's like basically 60 to 70% of your entire day's protein intake. But like, I mean, if I'm gonna be eating schnitzel, might as well get 60 to 70% of my day's protein intake right now. Why not? Why not? Schnitzel is great. Perunia, don't you think so too? We usually don't tolerate food talk for this exact reason. Because I get hungry and very distracted. But we are lenient in this stream. Yes, we're so patient and calm and we had conversations today about self-image, and that's why I'm laying it on thick a little bit. There are some burrito joints where the Tex-Mex border that make 3-pound burritos. If you're eating one a day, maybe I can still imagine it kind of being okay. I'm your biggest fan. Yeah. Well, are you subscribed? Check one. Yeah, subscribe now. That's pretty big fanish of you. Have you liked the video? Yeah, big fan indeed. Have you seen the flower? You're like, what? Instructions not understood. Have you seen? You've seen the flower? You couldn't have. I haven't shown it yet. Are you a Patreon supporter? You could have potentially seen the flower if you're a Patreon supporter. That's true. That sound is gonna stop any second now, I promise. I'm holding on to the hope with you. Double tap Alt's nose for good luck. Yeah, if you double tap my nose, hearts explode out of my face or something. You know, I don't know why it does that. The world sees you as you see yourself. Build your image in your mind before you build it in the mirror. Yeah, that's some beautiful stuff, Moon Knight. Yeah, that's some good stuff. You see, full message read. That's giving misery vibes, Petunia. Misery. I can do a backflip. Nice! Backflip buddies. I just did Hendrik, and his nose didn't grow. My nose doesn't grow. Hearts come out of it, apparently. It worked. You want to see something pretty? You want to see something created from clothing? Your eyes shall now bear witness to something. Wonder if I can show you that little bitty bitty on the inside. Very pretty. Yeah. There is depth in all ye see. Layers of reality unfolding. Aw, I see Joe's heart size too. Jeeves. Jeeves, I can get a flatter. I can get such a flatter. I can. I can get so warm on the inside. Cool. I love to see you. It's nice to have you friends here. All right. I am technically wearing more blue today. Now I shall read you something. You hear that, Quaffle? Cool. Oh. Bro, you're the only streamer who I behave well with, and I listen. Rest only, they know. Well, I'll take that as both a compliment and a boost to my sense of self-image. Right. I don't really like enacting control, Moon Knight. But when I do, it's important to me. And the fact that you are willing to be respectful of this space because I said so and asked, I like that. And I appreciate your compliance. Hola, soy ankle biter. Soy ankle biter. I've never heard that line. That's hilarious. Blessings. Hola to you. Hey, he's gotta ask his mom to make him snitchel after this. No, I had snitchel, weirdly enough, I think on Tuesday. Yeah, this Tuesday when I went to go and get my police clearance and we just got like a thick way. When I went to go get my police clearance and renew my passport, I had some schnitzel. It was nice. Had mushroom cheese sauce with it. I was like, yeah, I'm stoked about this. I'm happy I'm having this. He's gonna bless again. All right, now poem time. It's called Unknowns. Moon, being nice is free. You can throw love and politeness around to everyone, not just Mel. It's true. It's true. And everybody that get it will appreciate it too. My friend, the Swiss Army, is recommending me to watch your stream. Your friend in the Swiss Army recommended you watch this stream. That is such an interesting fractal. Today we're talking about self-image a lot. So I'm looking at it through that lens of there's someone in the Swiss Army potentially that knows about the MeltMore streams, right? And that bonks my brain. And then they even recommended my stream from the Swiss Army perspective to you as a friend. I thought you still remember him. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I think there was someone that mentioned to us that they will have to go away and they won't be able to communicate on stream. Maybe that is that friend. Could be. Sending blessings to them, sending blessings to you. I'll show you the flower one more time, and then I'll read you this little piece that went with it. Unknowns. There are many unknowns. The unknown never texts ahead. It just shows up, weird hat, strange mood, asks if you're ready. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it flips the table. Your job, not to guess the plan, just to stay in the room, to breathe when it spins you, to laugh if it drops you, to walk on even when the map turns into jazz. It's not about knowing, it's how you move without it. Unknowns aren't here to scare you. They're here to see if you'll dance anyway. There are many unknowns that await, dear friends. We cannot know everything with certainty. But we can continue dancing. Step forward into reality. Yeah, I mean, crazy, it's right. But being nice is much more rewarding for me. So I opted for that. To me too. Being nice is like currency, right? And you get paid in good vibes. Maybe I'm like butchering it. Maybe it doesn't have to be likened. It's like energy, right? Currency is like energy as well. And again, if you're trading energy wise with something good, like good energy, right? Versus bad, you're only going to get bad energy back. If you like bad energy, maybe that's what you're looking for, right? But there's like so much of it out there. And we're not keeping any of it in stock here. Right. Unfortunately, wrong shop. Wrong shop. Here we stock only the good stuff. Yeah. All the best for you as well, Wolf. And so much love for everyone in and outside of this space. Bless. I think I might be missing some comments. Yeah, checks out. Love is true. Hendrik, I just read that comment out loud, and my husband immediately said, so is being an asshole. Move. Polite. No, being nice is free. You can throw being an asshole around to everyone. Yeah, you guys, true. True. I just wanted to echo Sam's perspective of her husband. Love to you, Hendrik. Bless again. Was deployed in Ukraine. Yasi. Love is true. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me. My fingies are being cored. I'm gonna send you some lovin's all the way from here, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Okay? I love good energy as payment. My inner dopamine demons love it even more. Yes. Send them good vibes. And then I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, dear friends. Love ya. It was nice having you here. Until we do.